Whoa, guys, look at this. This is an Orphan. This is a Rambler Classic. You gotta like these things, man. This would be a compact car in time that it was built. But as you can see, compared to this Honda Civic right here, this would also appear to be like a large car. But this is, let me see what year this is. 1963 Rambler. This is the product of several smaller companies coming together. Nash, Hudson, and Kelvinator. Actually, Kelvinator didn't even make cars. Kelvinator made refrigerators. But they all came together. To try to grab hold and, of a share of the automobile marketplace that General Motors and Ford and Chrysler and Studebaker for a little bit. They had almost 90% of the market locked up. So, Rambler, they focused on making compact cars because that was the area that they figured they could make the most money in and offer the best product. And it worked throughout the 60s. They started making larger cars because there's a greater profit margin in the larger cars. That's where the Ambassador came through, and then the Matador, and it worked, because those were good, but just too much competition in that field. With General Motors having 4 or 5 brands and Chrysler having 3 and Ford having 3, that was just too much competition. Compacts were where it was, because when this car was built, 1963, the best-selling car in this class was the Ford Falcon. This would have been the first year, I believe, or the second year of the Chevy 2, which became the Nova. And if you remember what a 1961 and 62 Valiant looked like in a Duster, that wasn't really real competition. There was a car like this, a Rambler Classic. There was a Studebaker Lark and the Ford Falcon. So, real conservative styling, you see. This is a real attractive car for the person who was interested in a compact car at the time. What do you got in here? 6-cylinder?
Yeah.
Straight 6? Yeah, so he's got a straight 6 in here. So that would have been like, what's the displacement? What, like
196.
196?
Inline.
Inline? Yeah, so that would have been like the fuel miser for this one. And these Ramblers, they came with, I believe it was a Chrysler transmission, but instead of calling it the Torque Flight, it was called the Torque Command, but it would have been like a 904 or something like that. It's 300 tree or automatic? Automatic. It's got the push button or the gear selector?
No, gear selector.
Gear selector, right. Yeah, so it would have been like a light duty 904. That's what they put in there, the Valiants and the Lancer. But yeah, this is a beautiful looking car though, unrestored, but still chrome work looks good, These Ramblers are awesome. I mean, if you can find one, you see, everybody was trying to keep up with the King of the Hill. Now Ford was making they were selling about 600,000 Ford Falcons at this time, so they pretty much led the styling on these compact cars. Because if you look at the first 2 years of the Chevy Nova, or actually the Chevy 2. The Chevrolet Chevy 2, they pretty much just copied the Falcon to a T. This is a Rambler 660, and and back then, you see these reverse lights. I'm sorry, I got coffee in my hand. These reverse lights, they made you pay for those. You had to pay extra for that reverse light right there. They gave you one. Very nice. These cars are very light, so if you were interested in drag racing them, unibody construction, all the body points are welded together. There's a seam that runs under the sill that connects the front and the rear. The floor pan, there's a sill that comes back under this, let me move my coffee out of the way. There's a sill that comes back under this panel right here that connects the whole rear of the car together. And it's a brace. There's a brace under this piece right here that keeps the rigidity in the frame between the left and the right. And yeah, look at that. Have you had it reupholstered?
No.
The original seats? Yeah, this is original seating surfaces, man. That looks real good. Remember, folks, this car is 60 years old. 60. Look at that instrument cluster. It's just one solid digit, and then you're supposed to multiply it times 10. That's pretty interesting. You know, push button door handles. Yeah, you know. How long have you had it?
5 years.
5 years. You bought it locally?
Yeah.
Patchogue. Oh, that's it. Even has a whatchamacallit. Yeah, dealer has a dealer sticker on it from the original retailer, Patchogue Rambler. Clearly, not in business anymore. But if he is, folks, I bet if you map it out, it's probably just a lot where they sell used cars now. But you know, it's very attractive. I like these old cars, man. The compact ones, because the compact ones. They remind me of Spencer Tracy in that movie, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Actually, they remind me of Spencer Tracy in every movie from the 60s. Even that one about the Mad Mad World, even though he wasn't a Rambler spokesperson, he drove Dodges in most of those movies if you check. You know. Here it is, you guys. 63 Rambler. 63 Rambler. 660. Oh, wow. All right.